Hi, I am Elena and I am a data scientist.
Hello, I'm Natalia and I'm electronics engineer and technologist, and I'm specializing on robotics.
Great. So we are two women who wants to make a robot, a house helper and assistant for us and for many other people. And if you want to see how we do it, subscribe to our channel and push the bell so you don't miss our next video. So Natalia, do you remember how we come up with this idea?
Okay, yes, it was a rainy, cold day in the winter, and I was coming back from work, really feeling really miserable. And then I talked to Elena, and I said, like, I wish there was someone at home who would cook my meals and greet me when I come back from work and ask how was my day. And I don't even ask for much. Maybe a bowl of rice and just a couple of warm words.
and maybe salad, a simple salad. And tea, of course, tea. And I thought that it's a great idea because I live alone and I want to the same things. But also I want to have somebody who can tell me about the latest news in areas I'm interested in. For example, I am sitting on my sofa and I'm drinking tea, and somebody and ask somebody, do you know what's new in quantum physics? And it asked me, okay, I will tell you, and then it tells me the latest news from the great resources. I'm like somebody who knows my needs, who knows my taste, who knows my preferences, and I think it will be great to have somebody who can cook, who can serve, and who can speak with me on topics I like. So, how do you think?
Yes, it would be great to combine this two functions in one robot.
Okay, what do you think about this idea? Write in comments below the video. We would like to see what do you think about it. So we checked some resources and see some robots already developing at the moment. Sorry, my English may be not good sometimes. And Natalia, tell us what we found.
Okay, I'm just going to present some examples that I found interesting. So I'm going to share my screen right now to show you some examples.
Okay, good.
So there are many different companies that are working on creating house helper robots. I think the robot that can chat with you, it's more like artificial intelligence part, but like this particular robot, Samsung bought Handy. I think he can both chat with you and it's like a butler robot. So it's not cooking as far as I see, but it can serve your table, can put stuff into dishwasher and wash the dishes and pour you some wine or beer, which I probably can do myself. I can pour my own beer.
Is the main thing, but it's sad that he doesn't cook. I hate cooking and I want somebody who do it instead of me.
Yeah, so as you can see, it's this fancy robot that puts some flowers. I don't know how much of it is actually autonomous, right? It's more like some sort of a animation. I don't think it's like really, that's where they are right now. And there is not much information about this robot. And the last news were like 2 years ago. So I'm not quite sure if they're even developing it further. So what is, one of the things that I find really annoying about all robots that we have now in the market and in the research, that they all use either hydraulic, pneumatic actuators, or they use motors like servos and stepper motors. And all of these things are extremely noisy. They're buzzing, they're humming, they make
noise. I don't want to listen buzz in my house after my work.
Yeah, yeah, they're buzzing. And yes, it's really, really annoying, right? And just think about it. Okay, if it's just one motor buzzing, but each one of these robots have like multiple motors, maybe like 10 of them, and motors that are pumping air if it's pneumatic, right, or liquid. So that's one of the disadvantages. And all the stepper motors and servos, they have their limitations in many different ways. So I want to show you this robot, which seemed to be pretty silent. I don't have sound right now, but you can watch it later. The links will be in the description.
Yeah, we'll put all links in the information box below video, so you can see all this video by yourself.
Yeah, so this robot, I want to say they did it on purpose. They are taking these crinkly bags of food, so you can actually hear the robot doing it, because motors are not that noisy. If you watch some other videos of robots, you can see that they always put music over, because these robots are actually pretty noisy and they want to hide it. This robot is working, it's a live video, and you can hear this robot like actually performing duties, and you can hear how this robot is doing it. And like, first of all, I was at first I was like really fascinated. I was like, oh my God, this is so perfect. You can almost feel intelligence in this robot. How are they doing it, right? But there is a big disappointment at the end, because this robot is not by any means autonomous. It's not. It's operated by human. That's why you feel this intelligence behind it, because like you can see that this robot is staring at this box and like, what should I do? Because it's good for different applications, but like if it's in
but
space,
not for us.
Yes, or in some sort of toxic environment where people cannot go and you need to do some fine hand movements. Generally speaking, we don't need a humanoid robot.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
I think we should have something cheap and simple that can be easily put into production, and that can easy to make with not much resources.
Yes. So yes, we don't need all these fingers, right? We don't need it to be human-like. It's like basically, if we think about old times, right, when people were trying to make a vehicle that would move faster than a horse, be better than a horse, they didn't make another mechanical horse. They did something different, because it's really hard to replicate a biological system. They're too complex. And so our robot should be something, I don't know, looking like a bucket.
Yes. I think like R2D2 from Star Wars.
Yes, I think it was a great idea.
Yes.
Yeah, some manipulators will be sticking out of it, grabbing things. They are basically like R2D2. So I think it was a great idea in Star Wars. The most interesting part is coming right now. I found this robot. It's not a robot yet, it's just a concept that is being developed by Artimus Robotics.
So it's very important to take fruits and vegetables.
Yes,
our robot can be take it and prepare and cook it. So I think it's an important thing for us.
yes, I think it's very important also because we don't need a robot with much power, kind of like industrial robots that can lift heavy things, like have much torque to turn something or squeeze something. We need very delicate motions. So this robot is just being developed. I would say that they are developing artificial muscle, sort of artificial muscle, which is based on electrostatic. So it's kind of mix of electrostatic power and hydraulics. So again, link will be in the description. And one of the interesting things about this concept is that it can sense itself. So it's not only grabbing something, but also it can sense what it's doing, right? Because again, if you're talking about hands, like a biological system.
So we don't need additional sensors for this robot because it has another construction.
Yes, so basically it's very hard to make a gripper with sensors because it's all moving parts, flexible parts. In this case, it's just the gripper is a sensor at the same time. So it seems to be a really simple design, and simpler is better for us. And it's made out of pretty affordable materials. So look at what this concept can do.
Right.
So can take various objects and
so we will have range of measurements and we can train the models to recognize and to take it accurately.
Yes, so basically how it's done. So these artificial muscles are variable capacitors. You can see how shape is changing, right? You can see here, it's a LCR meter, which is basically impedance meter. Impedance is like resistance in electrical circuit, but it's capacitance of these muscles, which are basically variable capacitors. We can measure capacitance real time, and depending on what this robot is gripping, the waveform will be different. Now, in this case, it's not a waveform, but we can turn it into waveform on a screen, and we can analyze it with artificial intelligence, and we can make a robot with feedback that will be grabbing and holding objects.
I think we have to try to make it and try to train model, take these things, I think.
Yes, I think
it's possible. I think it's possible, and it's maybe it's the first thing we should do.
Maybe, yes, maybe we should go this way. There is another way, like last video I want to show you. It's again, it's Toyota. The closest to what we want to do is produced by Toyota Research Institute. Again, this thing is not cooking, but cleaning. At least they are making attempts to make it.
Nobody wants to cook, and even robots.
Even robots, can you imagine? So, yeah. So, this is pretty sophisticated robot that can go around your house and pick up things, take things from cupboards and drawers, take things from the fridge. As you can see, it's also using the camera inside the fridge to navigate. But this robot is, of course, using very expensive technologies. that Toyota is using for this research. So one of them is LIDAR. So it's like a laser radar, basically. They're pretty expensive. And also they use in VR, as you can see. So so this is an image from LIDAR. And then humans are teaching this robot in VR environment to grab things. Of course, it's a wonderful opportunity, but I don't think we can do it. Yeah,
we don't.
And plus, this robot will be pretty expensive with all of this. So
we need something more simple, I think.
Yeah, something
more.
But
I like this manipulator. It's looks good.
Yeah, this manipulator looks good, but I'm not sure if it has self-sensing. But you know what? What is it?
I mean, he's I don't know how to say it in English.
I don't know. I don't think it has or maybe it does have sensors. I'm not sure. But what is interesting, right now, Toyota is developing another robotic claw, another robotic gripper manipulator that has self-sensing pads. It's kind of similar to what I showed before from Artimus Robotics, but they use in what they call hazel actuators. So it's electrostatic actuators. This is pneumatic, so it's using air to pump it up. And you can see there are these dots on the surface from the inside, and displacement of these dots are being monitored by a camera or maybe multiple cameras. So this way they are creating self-sensing capabilities. It's a different robot, but again, what is interesting, they are open source. They want people to help them to develop this robot.
Very interesting.
So they have all the resources in like is open access, so we can actually study it, how it's done, and we can make our own and try to train it. So I think it's pretty amazing. Again, it's going to be noisy though. It's going to be pneumatic, and motor will be pumping and.
Do you think it's really noisy?
I don't know. We should try. So I see two. Basically, it's the same concept of self-sensing robots, but they use two different technologies. One is electrostatic and one is pneumatic.
Okay. As a data scientist, I want to note that it's a great job for not only for engineers but to data scientists too. We need to develop many neural networks in different fields, and if we want to we need to use NLP for conversation. We use computer vision, different fields of computer vision as object detection and recognizing, many things are there to do it. I think we need so much time to do it, but I really want to do it because it's very interesting. And I think it's helpful for many people who live alone or who can't be able to serve themselves because of illness or something else. How do you think?
Yes, I think yes. Many people live alone. It's one thing. Many people don't live alone, but still they don't like to cook or clean. I don't think it matters if you're alone or not. I mean, like, if you're not alone, there is more mess.
Yes.
And no one wants to clean this mess.
Okay.
So I think it will be suitable for everybody, not just for lonely people. And sometimes also you live with a partner or with children or with roommates, and it's not always you can talk about things you like quantum physics, as you said. Like maybe you have other points where you can other interests, but not particularly quantum physics, right? So
yes, I think so.
So I think it can suit anybody.
Find somebody who wants to speak about it.
Yeah, it's hard.
Only you, among my friends, only you can speak about it. So let's resume our today's meeting. We need something simple, cheap, like a basket or like a
Bucket.
bucket, who can cook, who can take something, and we need to make check issues we need to solve.
Yes. Remember how what we were talking before about, like, we should focus on one function first of all. So,
Yeah.
for example, opening jars with I don't know, flour or spices or something, like glass jars with lids. So maybe we can focus on one of these tasks, how to identify a jar that is on a shelf, take it, put it on the table, and unscrew the lid. It's already quite many different tasks, right?
Yes, right. So I think we will speak about it and other things about today. We spoke about the hardware, and maybe next video we will speak about software for this robot, and maybe about other details. So subscribe, and we're waiting forward you for our next video.
Yes, and please tell us what you think, and
Yes.
what kind of robots do you want to hear, and what do you want a robot to do to help you in the house?
Yes, great. And if you wish, we can make a video about humanoid robots. How do you think?
Yeah, we can make
because it's very interesting topic, but it doesn't need for us, but it's really interesting for many people, and we can do overview about it.
Yeah, we can do a review on humanoid robots.
Okay, let's go and do our job. And
yes, let's start.
Tech issues for next tip. I think our first tip will be to create manipulators. I think we need two for taking and for open something. Yeah. Do we need only two or maybe three? We should
no, I think two would be enough.
Okay, good. So see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye.